take me home tonight. Oh, down beside that red firelight. Oh. Ultra wide lenses. Hi, I'm Vin. Welcome to Colorfield Media. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. That way you can stay up to date whenever I release a video. Today I wanted to talk about my favorite ultra wide lens for micro four thirds cameras. And she is a wide one. This is the, here I set up a focus pull. Let me show you. This is the Laowa 9mm 0D. It means zero distortion. It's 2.8 lens for micro four thirds, and I got this for the Blackmagic. Here, let me focus back. I got this for the Blackmagic 4K and the GH5S. Love both cameras. So Laowa in Chinese means old frog. One of the owners and developers of this lens was quoted as saying he wanted to duplicate the field of view that a frog might have while looking at the sky. And I thought that was very cool, very zen. I dig it. It even has a frog eye coating. Apparently it's supposed to make it impossible for droplets of water to gather on the front element, which I thought was really cool. I have a little 49mm Nisi IR&D that I use on the front of this lens. I have a new set I'm trying out today, so you have to let me know what you think in the comments below. It's super tiny and compact. I think it comes in at like 215 grams. This is a fully manual lens, so be aware. I love it. I love that it's a manual lens. The aperture I can set manually. You know, it's very clicky, but not in a bad way. It's not like it stops it. Like it still flows, but it has a nice little click to it. It's not declicked for video, so. But I don't change apertures in the middle of filming, so it doesn't really matter to me. Even the lens hood is metal. What I will say is you cannot use the lens hood and put a screw-on filter, so it's either one or the other. So just be aware of that. On the Blackmagic Pocket 4K and the GH5S, they both have 1.9 times crop sensors. So with this lens, for me, it's the perfect wide-angle lens. It makes it like a 17mm. I think it's like 17.1, but it's a 17mm lens, or field of view. It's perfect. It's super tiny. You can throw it in your bag. What I really like about this lens is, you know, it's 0D, zero distortion. I had the 7.5mm before, and although that was built really well and it was a cool lens, it wasn't for me because it still had a little bit of warping on the edges, and it was super wide. It was a really cool lens to have. It was like just shy of fisheye, but it was, you could see barrel distortion on the edges of that lens, and it vignetted pretty bad too. This one, no, it's the lines are straight. If you do architectural photography or real estate photography or whatever you want to film, your lines are going to be really straight with this lens. And again, it's super wide. It's an ultra wide. I love ultra wide lenses. I started as a real estate photographer, so I love ultra wide lenses. Like, you know, certain movies that film with ultra wide lenses, I think it's awesome. It's really it's a really neat look to me. Anyway, I just love it. This one, you can get a little bit of depth of field because it's a 2.8, but for me, I don't use it that way. I set it at infinity focus, and I want everything in focus. I use this for establishing shots when I'm filming. If you're looking for an ultra wide, Laowa has the 7.5mm. They have this 9mm 2.8, and they have a 10mm 2.0. If you need the faster lens and you want to crop in a little bit on the 7.5, then by all means go that route, but you're going to lose a little resolution. This, if you use this, you don't have to crop in. You're not losing any resolution, but you are losing a little bit in speed. It's still 2.8 on the GH5 and the Blackmagic Pocket camera. I don't worry about that because they have the dual ISO, like the dual native ISO. They're really good in low light, so the 2.8 on here is more than enough for me. Probably more than enough for you if you're shooting with those cameras. So anyway, I love micro four thirds. I really do. It's super lightweight. I used to lug around full frame cameras in giant roller bags and Canon cinema cameras, and you know, like I like the lightweight nature of micro four thirds. So I love this little ultra wide lens. It throws in your, you know, you throw it in your bag, you forget about it. It doesn't take up any room. I mean, with this, my 20mm 1.7 and my 42mm, 42.5mm 1.7. That's everything I need in a really small kit. Usually I bring the 12 to 35 as a zoom lens and keep that with me as like an all-around great lens on one of these cameras. But these are super sharp. I mean, this is a sharp lens. It's really sharp. On the GH5S, it's crazy sharp. It's a little too sharp. I peel it back some. On the Blackmagic's very organic. I love the image from the Blackmagic, but the GH5S, I can bring it. The ergonomics of that camera make me want to bring that with me. So that's why I find myself shooting with that camera a lot also. That's all I pretty much have to say about this lens. I think it's a really nice lens. It's a great ultra wide. That's, you know, just throw it in the bag, forget about it. And that's pretty much it. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, share, comment below if you have anything to say about this lens or you have any experiences. You don't like it, you do like it, cool. And I'll see you next time. All right, thanks for tuning in. See ya.